Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Listen, we got massive potential news with Zebec. Listen, they are teasing us. What do you see on your screen? I see a hockey puck, okay? I see a hockey puck and I see a basketball. So, what does that mean? Potentially, we could be in the NHL, the NBA, maybe create an instant payroll for both of them. Maybe we're simply going to be advertised, you know, during the games, right? That's a possibility too. Now, that would still be good. Wouldn't be as epic. Obviously, we don't know if this is going to be good, great, epic, game changer, but everything is on the table, which makes it super exciting. We know Zebec is the real deal. And you know what, people? In life, this is just how it is. And you can relate this to any project, any person, anything. When something's the real deal, it comes with haters. And Zebec, all I hear people say about Zebec is obviously the fantastic stuff, but you have that little minority of annoying people. Scam this, scam that, which always makes me think that this is just gonna do better than expected. And we can see, ladies and gentlemen, the basketball is here, the hockey puck is here. Some of the biggest sports, right? Some of the biggest sports. Now, obviously, soccer would be ideal. Soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, right? It depends where you're from. But we know, obviously, soccer would be the most ideal. But NBA, hockey, ladies and gentlemen, that's practically like number two and number three, right? Or maybe actual football. I don't know. I know soccer is number one. Anyways, all of these sports I'm talking about are top four, regardless. Absolute bangers. Absolute bangers. Potentially some type of partnership, some type of collaboration. And ladies and gentlemen, if they pull off instant payroll in these two sports, it's over. Like when I mean it's over, like we are going to literally start taking over the world. The numbers we're going to start pumping are going to be insane. Zebec will be everywhere because if you can get into sports, you can get into anywhere, right? Kind of hype. I might be overhyping it. It might just be a dud in a couple of weeks when we find out. But ladies and gentlemen, the potential is unlimited and it is something we must talk about. Even the comments, right? Instant payroll for NHL and NBA or advertising or both, right? What's coming this fall? There's something very magnetic about your logo. Okay, whatever. Outstanding. I'm looking forward to. Let me know if I can do anything. Who is this guy? Generational wealth. Who are you? You got 139 followers. Paying out sports gambling. Ooh, maybe something with sports gambling. Gambling is a very huge industry, ladies and gentlemen. Gambling is a mass. Gambling is everywhere. You put Zebek into the gambling industry with those types of connections, it is going global. It is going global. Oh my god. This is actually some of the best news I've personally seen. Now, we don't know 100% what it is, but we'll find out in the near future. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Zebek, right? Let's see what it's up to. We can see in the last day or so, ladies and gentlemen, if we go to the daily chart, we're down roughly 1%. Nothing too crazy. We're at 432 million market cap with 25 million volume. When we go to the holders, right, we can see that we are growing in holders, right? Not much growth in as of recording, but that's because I'm recording at unusual times. We can see that we have grown 100 holders despite there being some type of sell-off. We can see, even though there has been a sell-off, it's been very fundamental and slow, and there could possibly be a change in momentum happening at 0.00478. Okay, now as of right now, there's no confirmation. Right, for us to see some type of confirmation, we would have to start holding the current price we're at, and we need to at least at the bare minimum get over 0.0049. What I would really like to see, though, obviously, is a momentum shift to take over this high over here, right? And for me, I noticed with Zebec, the 4 hour candle closes are extremely important, which is why I would really, really like to have a close above 0.0051. Right? Very, very important. But we can see, right? Technically, as of right now, it's not impossible that we start reversing because we have multiple wicks around 0.0048. We can see we have one wick here, one wick here, 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 here. We have a big wick down, and then we have another one here. So it is clearly creating some type of support, right? It is clearly creating some type of support. And just in terms of candle closes, right, we are technically creating a higher low right now. So we have a low, higher low, and now what we're looking for is the reversals on the 1 hour and of course on the 4 hour to really close above 0.0051. We know, ladies and gentlemen, this crypto is overall bullish. The furthest, I mean, furthest we should pull down if we did go this low is practically to 0. Let's see, here, 0.0042 zone, right? That is like the lowest of lows we should ever see it go. Um, and I know it's not going to go lower than that. It just wouldn't make sense. Now, obviously, we still have many days to go for the weekly candle. But as of right now, it is looking very, very solid. If we did close the weekly candle the way we are right now, that'd be really good because that would mean pretty much the last 2 weeks, they were technically a little bit bearish, but the momentum comparing these two weekly candles to even these two buy candles, it's night and day, right? It is literally night and day. Like I said, of course, it's still early days, but as of right now, I don't expect anything to happen drastically with Zebec, right? We could see if we actually go and look at it from this point of view with the Fibonacci tool, we're roughly only 22%, right? We're roughly only 22% of this whole two weekly candles, right? So it really shows you that the buyers are still in control at roughly 23%, right? So it still shows you the buyers are in control. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin has been moving up. Bitcoin has been moving solid. This is going to be a key point for Bitcoin right now. Are we going to top out here? Are we going to have some type of triple top and then sell off, break from this chain, and have altcoin season officially start? Not the big grand finale of the 4 to 6 weeks, but just the start of altcoin season? Or are we going to continue and are we going to burst up? Personally, I would like to see a burst up to the upside because that means even though things will get stalled out by a couple more weeks, that does mean altcoins would pump even more. We can see Bitcoin dominance is below 60%. What would be really important is to see multiple daily closes below 60% and to have a nice weekly candle close below it too. Then we'd probably get a retest anyways, and then that's when we get a big slam if we close below the 60%. 60% is important because, ladies and gentlemen, it is the main zone we're looking at. And if we start closing below there, then we should start looking for Bitcoin dominance to really start melting over the next coming few short months. But, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, I am excited. You know, even something like the total market cap for crypto, it is practically near its all-time highs. I really do believe we are going to start just going higher and higher. And I really do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that, especially when we get the rate cut in September, that's really going to make things fly extra. Even if now until, I guess, even if the next month is fairly slow, fairly up, fairly down, or just kind of up a little bit, I do believe once we get those rate cuts, that's when things are really going to accelerate. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think of Zebec. Let me know what you think of the potential partnerships. Do you think it's going to be something small, something minor, or do you think this might change the legacy and everything for Zebec? We'd love to know you guys' opinion. Love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.